Easter's over, so now what? We spent a week really looking at the life of Jesus and just getting excited about him. And we heard a great message on Sunday, hopefully, and I know I was inspired just preparing and giving a message on Sunday. And so now what? We kind of have like a holy hangover, after Easter a lot of times. At least that's the way I feel sometimes. And so I don't think we want to lose the momentum that we have from Easter, the excitement, the buzz. Jesus oriented his life with the purpose to seek and to save us, to seek and to save the lost, as he says in Luke chapter 19. And really he's asking us to reorient our lives around the purpose of making disciples. It wasn't but 40 days later when Jesus ascended into heaven that he called us and said, go and make disciples, teaching them all that I have commanded you, and baptizing them in the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. And to make disciples, we're going to have to reorient our life. Disciple making just doesn't happen in the class. It happens with life on life and with purpose, with intentionality. To make disciples, you can't just segment your life into work and to play and to family and then disciple making. No, disciple making is all of life. So the next phase of our lives should move towards a reoriented. As we fall in love with Jesus, we're going to desire to reorient our lives to making disciples of him, because everything hinges on it. If we truly believe why Jesus came is to seek and to save the lost, if people are heading towards destruction, if that's what we believe, and we're called to love our neighbors, the best way we can love our neighbors is actually to show them the way to Jesus, to show them the light. If we don't, then do we truly love our neighbor? Do we truly love Jesus? Do we truly believe what we believe, that the lost are headed for destruction? And so I think the number one step that we have to take as believers as we follow Jesus in this way is to ask him the question, what's next for us? What's our next step? In the reorienting process, you're just not going to change everything overnight, but what's that next step? And take that step of faith, and then ask him again, what's next? And live a life walking in step with the Spirit. Jesus, when he left us, he sent us his Holy Spirit to empower us. The same power that rose Jesus from the dead lives inside of us as we put our faith in him. And so we ask that Spirit, the power inside of us, what's next for me? And then walk in step with the Spirit. So for us as believers, the next thing we do is we wait on the Lord to speak to us, and then when he speaks to us, we follow through with what he asks us to do and take that next step in faith, and we boldly follow him, and we begin to put aside our personal preferences and what we want and focus on what Jesus wants and what Jesus is calling us to do. So let's live our lives in this next phase of post-Easter, this holy hangover, so to speak, and live it in such a way that we begin to reorient our lives for the purpose that Jesus has called us. Let's live it in such a way that we're constantly asking. We're waking up each and every day. We're constantly in step with the Spirit and asking the Spirit each and every day, what is next for me today? What is next for me today? What do I focus on today? And listen and obey and follow him. So let's ask the Spirit to move in our lives and ask him what's next.